You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
Hello guys, welcome to the Highly Evolved Podcast. I'm your host, Stefan. Thank you for joining me. You can find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, Gab.com, most importantly, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. On this episode, I want to discuss the issue with minimum wage. And if you guys haven't heard that Congress, the House of Representatives, just passed a bill to pass the $15 an hour resolution for minimum wage, right? Now, what I'm claiming is that the Democrats have no idea, you know what? Scratch that. They probably have an idea, but the people don't even know what the intention of the Democrats are, right? They have idea of why they want to push this $15 minimum wage, right? But in this story, I want to bring you an article about Bernie Sanders and his dilemma with $15 minimum wage. He's seen the trouble and the reason why it's not viable, but I want to show you this article discussing him and his campaign staffers that he's not paying them within the $15 that he's claiming to pushing for, right? So basically, he's a hypocrite, but he's gonna realize what the true intention of $15 mean. Why people are so people are against it. People of a conservative nature are against it. Let me put this article for you guys. All right, give me 1 second. Let me put this article for you guys, and I'll read this article for you. But let me just let you guys know, without you guys, this podcast would not happen. But let me push this out. Here you go. It's for the New York Post. I'm sure there's other outlet that's reporting on this, but this headline saying Bernie Sanders' campaign staff does not make $15 minimum wage. He wants all workers to have. Exactly. So why isn't he paying off $15 that he's pushing for, right? Remember, Bernie Sanders is a firm supporter of $15 minimum wage, but yet again, he's not paying the staff that's wages. See how hypocritical that sounds? All right, let's read this article. Bernie Sanders' campaign staffer claim that they are really getting burned by not being paid $15 an hour wages. The Democratic Socialist advocates for all his workers. Exactly. The unionized employees, known as bottom of the rug field organizers, say they work a minimum wage of 60 hours per week, which dropped their average pay hour to a $13 an hour, according to the new report by the Washington Post. Many field staffers are barely managing to survive officially, which are severely impacted the team productively and morally. Union members said in a draft letter that they will soon be sending campaign manager Five Shawkins. Some field organizers have already left the campaign as a result. So basically, people are quitting because not paying the desired amount that they want. All right. The staffers said they work conditioned flies in the faces of Bernie Sanders' campaign platform when it comes to fair pay. He has a march with McDonald's employee for better wages and slammed the Walmart executive for paying a starvation wages, which the irony part of that, he's claiming claiming that Walmart are paying a starving wages, but yet again he's paying his his employees, his staffer, the same amount of wages that Walmart is paying. The Independent of Vermont has led a fight to boost the current minimum wage to a standing $7.25 to $15 an hour. All right. Field organizers often the 20-something-year-old uproot their lives, spent a long days in front of the lines of the campaign, are paid a set annual of $36,000 a year. While intern and canvasser make $15 an hour, and bargaining unit deputy take about $100,000 a year, according to the collective bargaining agreement. In a draft proposal obtained by the Washington Post and United Food and Commercial Workers Local 400, The staffer is represent a pushing of $46,000 salary of a field manager and $62,000 for regional and field director, as well as 50 cents per mile reimbursement for car travel expense. Quote, we expect the negotiation and concession to be given to the committee by July 31st, and the latest given to the urgent nature of raising pay field and their unsubstantiability of the current situation, the draft said. At May 17 meeting, Shakur recommend a raising of the field organizer to pay $42,000 and modify it in the week. The union rejected the plan, and Payne was proposing a 6 days work week, and a higher salary would mean having to pay more of a health care costs according to that. See, this is why people are so. This is why businesses, right, are so less inclined to give that much, because not only do they have to pay for the minimum wage, but they have to pay healthcare costs, employee insurance costs, meaning workers' compensations. It's like all these stuff they have to pay on top of it. All right, you gotta think this from a business point of view, a business owner point of view. They're not thinking this from a business point of view, because there's so many overhead costs a business owner has to spend. They have a payroll expenses they have to worry about, and overhead costs, because if they go over that minimum that they already set for themselves as a businesses, they're not making a profit. All right, they can only spend so much on payroll for them to allow them to stay in business. And all of a sudden you expect them to pay $15 out of nowhere. That's gonna be beyond their payroll expense, and it's gonna affect their profitability. When you affect their profitability, right, it's gonna affect their businesses. Most likely lead them to bankruptcy. Meanwhile, field organizer has been bombarded, Shakira, on the message service, slacking to put pressure. I am struggling financially to do my job. Oh my God, of course. And in my state, we have already had 4 people quitting in fast 4 weeks because of financial struggles, the organizer wrote. Another said colleagues shouldn't have to get to a payday loan to sustain themselves. And some drew inspiration from Sanders himself, riffing off the quote that given to the campaign event. As you are, real changes never take places from the top down. It's always take place from the bottom up. In a statement in the Washington Post Thursday night, the union said that it cannot comment on the ongoing negotiations. We have looking forward to continue to work closely with the members of the management of Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign to ensure all workers have dignity and respect in the workplace, he said. Shakar issued a statement on behalf of Bernie Sanders saying that it is offering a wages and benefit competitive to other campaigns and has shown the latest fundraising. Even members of the campaign from the candidate on down, joining the movement of other to defeat Donald Trump to transform America. Bernie Sanders must pro-workers and pro-labor candidate running for president, Shakir said. We have tremendous staffer working hard. Bernie and I strongly believe in sanity of the collective bargaining, sanctity of collective bargaining process, and we will we will not deviate from our commitment, right? In the latest news that Bernie Sanders finally look, there's a article a few days ago, but the latest news that Bernie Sanders finally committing to pay $15 an hour, but at a cost of he's reducing the work hours from 60 hours to 40 hours a week. All right, so basically people are getting the hours cut. Now he knows what it's like. All right, now he knows what it's like to be a job owner. I mean, a business owner. Because remember, Bernie never owned a business in his life. He never created a job. This is the only job that he created is a campaign. Now he knows what it's like to be a business owner, so he had to make the strong, hard choices of being an entrepreneur, of where to cut and where to increase. Right now, he's facing the backlash from the public that he's not paying his employee the $15 that he's advocating. Now he had to backtrack on his word. Now he had to pay $15 an hour, but only at the expense of cutting hours and laying people off. Right. So now these people Not they're getting 15 hours, but they're getting the hours cut. When you get the hours cut, and when you're not working a full-time job, you get your benefit cuts, meaning your health insurance cut. Because in order to get health insurance and all these benefits from an employer, you have to qualify by working 40 hours for working the full-time positions. All right, working a full-time position. That's the only way for you to qualify for these benefits, healthcare. Now, because he's cutting hours, people aren't working 40 hours in certain places or a full-time job. Yeah, they get their 15 hours, but again, they're getting their healthcare cut. This has also been proven by Amazon. Amazon are giving their employee $15 an hour. But look at the costs. What they did. They cut off benefits. They cut off stock option, right? And their hours being reduced. That's what happened when you get $15 an hour. These people, I don't want to say it. I've been saying that they don't know economics. These Democrats, they know economics. But you know what's the real reason why I'm pushing this? Is because they know employer will cut hours and cut jobs, right? Right? It will cut jobs, meaning that, people will get 15 hours a week, but half of the nations will be unemployed. When half the nations is unemployed, right, they'll be more subjected to get governmental handouts, right? That means more people are on governmental assistance, more people on food stamp, more people on welfare, all right, because they can't work, more people on unemployment, right? Because when more people are unemployment, more people on health welfare, more people on welfare or food stamp, right? That means they're more dependent on the government. And you know what? The Democrats really are very pro-government, right? The more people are dependent on the government, the more power they have over people. And that's the ultimate end goal for the Democrats party. They want more power for the people because they know. I don't want to say they're stupid. They're not stupid. This is their real intention. They don't want to express their real intention of why they want $15 an hour. Their real attention is because they know it will lead to job losses. When people lose their job, they'll be more dependent on the government. And that's the ultimate goal. They want people more dependent because they want more power over people. That's what it is. The more people are dependent on the government, the more power they have, the more relevant they have. Because look, if the people do not need the government, the government will be irrelevant. All right, there will be no need for big government, no need for these bureaucrats. That's what it is. When people are less dependent on the government will reduce its sizes. All right, the Democrats don't want that. They don't want reduce of government sizes. All right, because the Democrats are the government. There will be when people are less dependent on the government, there will be no more need for the Democrats. All right, and conservatives are for a small government. And liberals are for big government. That's what it is. This is their true intention. All right? This is what the Democrats are not telling people. Why they're fighting for 15. They want to look like they're fighting for people, but not really. They know it will lose to job cut. All right? Ruin the economy. When the economy is ruined, people are more inclined to depend on the government. That's it. That's basically in a nutshell why the reason why Democrats support $15 an hour. Right, it's to get you to lose your job, right? Because they know business can't sustain this. Right? They know business will cut hours. They know when people don't have when people don't have a full-time job, they don't have benefits. When they don't have benefits, right? When they need health care, they depend on the government for health care. This is where it comes from. Then they depend on universal health care. They depend on government health care system. It's all entangled together, guys. There's a reason why the Democrats for $15 an hour. There's a reason. You gotta look into this. Right? There might be some area I haven't touched it, but I'll touch it on another video. But this is what happens, all right? This is the stuff YouTube don't want to monetize my channel because the thing I'm saying right now, right? Because I'm uncensored, unscripted, unedited. Because I'm not bothered by any outside interference, right? If you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe, all right? Because when you like, share, subscribe, you're encouraged to make more videos. When I make more videos, I saturate YouTube algorithm. When I saturate YouTube algorithm, all right, I make my video more expansive to a broader audience. When it's more expansive to a broader audience, I might get one other person to think for themselves. And that's the point of this channel, to get people to think for themselves, right? The Democrats are not looking for your best interests, all right? The Democrats are group thinkers, all right? Group thinking is people who implement these kind of policy and affect other people. It will make you lose your job, lose your livelihood. That's what it is. I'm not accepting any donation because it's a good enough incentive for me if I get you to think for yourself. All right, you don't have to agree and think the same way I think, but at least think for yourself. All right, make your own decision. But this is all in all. I hate to use that phrase all in all. It's so redundantly used. All right, but all in all, in conclusion, this is a Democrat true intention. And Bernie Sanders is a hypocrite. All right, now he's showing his spine right now. All right, but let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Do you think this is the Democrat true intention? I think it is. You think the Democrat, the only reason why they're pushing $15 an hour is because they know it'll ruin jobs and get more people to depend on the government, which is the Democrat? Do you believe that? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. I know time is very precious, and I'm not trying to waste your time. Thanks for listening. My name is Stefan, and you guys have a good day. Peace.